What if the attack on Pearl Harbor was just the beginning? What if, instead of a hit-and-run raid, Japan had launched a full-scale invasion and captured Hawaii? It's a chilling thought, a major turning point that would have completely reshaped World War II and the world we live in today. Let's dive into this alternate timeline and explore just how different history could have been. December 7th, 1941, the surprise attack happens. It's followed by waves of landing craft hitting the beaches of Oahu. Japanese troops, battle-hardened from years of war in China, pour ashore. The American defenders, reeling from the naval devastation at Pearl Harbor, are caught off guard. Despite fierce resistance, the outcome is grim. Without a functional Pacific fleet to support them, and with their airfields in ruins, the islands are isolated. Within weeks, the stars and stripes are lowered, and the rising sun flag is hoisted over Honolulu. The Hawaiian Islands are now under Japanese occupation. For the United States, this is a catastrophe of unimaginable proportions. The loss of Hawaii isn't just a military defeat, it's a psychological gut punch. The front line of the Pacific War is no longer thousands of miles away. It's now the west coast of America. Cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Seattle are in a state of panic. Blackouts become a nightly routine. Coastal defenses are frantically constructed. The fear of a Japanese invasion of the mainland becomes terrifyingly real. Militarily, America's on the back foot. Hawaii was its forward base, its unsinkable aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific. Without it, any counteroffensive against Japan becomes a logistical nightmare. The U.S. would have to launch operations from the West Coast, stretching supply lines to their breaking point. The strategic initiative completely shifts. Japan now controls the Central Pacific. They can fortify Hawaii, turning it into a fortress, a dagger aimed at the heart of America. From their new stronghold in Hawaii, Japan's options expand dramatically. They could launch bombing raids against the West Coast, disrupting war production and terrorizing the civilian population. They could intercept American shipping, strangling the supply lines, not just for a future Pacific campaign, but also for the war effort in Europe. The Germany First strategy, which prioritized the defeat of Hitler, would be intensely debated. With the homeland under direct threat, public and political pressure to focus all resources on Japan would be immense. The war in the Pacific would become a brutal, island-hopping campaign in reverse. America would have to fight its way *back* across the Pacific. But this time, the journey is much longer and far more perilous. The path wouldn't start from Hawaii, but from thousands of miles further east. Every island would have to be taken at a monumental cost in lives and resources. Meanwhile, life under occupation in Hawaii would be harsh. The diverse population would face strict military rule. Resources would be diverted to the Japanese war effort, leading to severe shortages. Resistance movements would likely form, leading to a brutal cycle of sabotage and reprisal. The dream of paradise would become a nightmare of oppression. Could Japan have actually pulled this off? Historians are divided. An invasion of Hawaii would have been an incredibly complex and risky operation for Japan, stretching their own logistics to the limit. They would have needed overwhelming force and a level of planning that surpassed even the Pearl Harbor attack itself. They would also need to secure their supply lines back to Japan, which would be vulnerable to American submarine attacks. However, in our alternate timeline, they succeed. So how does the war end? The United States, with its immense industrial power, would eventually gear up for a long, grinding war of attrition. The development of the atomic bomb becomes even more critical. But where would they drop it? With Japan's defensive perimeter pushed so far east, the targets might change. Would a demonstration off the coast of California be considered? Or would the war simply drag on for years longer, costing millions more lives on both sides? Even if America eventually retakes Hawaii and wins the war, the world would be a very different place. The conflict would have been longer, bloodier, and fought much closer to home. The post-war map might look different. Would a weakened America have been able to contain the Soviet Union's expansion in Europe and Asia as effectively? The Cold War could have taken a completely different course. The capture of Hawaii would have been a game changer. It pushes the boundaries of what we thought was possible and reminds us how a single event can pivot the entire course of history. It transforms the Pacific from an American lake into a Japanese fortress, bringing the war directly to America's doorstep and creating a world we can only imagine. It's a stark reminder of how close the world came to a completely different reality. What do you think would have happened? Could America have recovered from such a blow? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into alternate history, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.